Here's a few clips from tomorrow's episode of Bitchy History, which is a Mother's Day special, in which I talked to my mom about her life experiences. And I think you guys should tune in, because it's a really fun episode.
So when I got married, I've been married one time, and still married.
Still married. It's not like one time and then she kicked it and then she buried him under the rose bushes. No, he's still here.
No,
That's my dad.
We're still married, and I got married pretty young. I think my parents were a little disappointed me in there and in that. But he was just the most different male person I'd ever known.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, and we did things together. If we had yard work to do, we'd do it together. We had cooked clinic, and at the end of the day, the clinic professor walked me out. A supervisor we had walked me out, and as I'm putting my equipment away in my car to go home, she says, "Karen, you can't be a mom and an optometrist both. You have to choose one. You have to choose one." And I'm like, I already have a baby and a nearly teenager.
Right?
I have two children. I already have this baby. What are you trying to do? So I went home, and I was very depressed for a few days, and then I got angry. I got very, very angry. I hate, and I know you hate it too. And this is one of the reasons you do what you do, is I hate fictionalizing real things and telling lies. And now the lies are more important than history.
It's like my long-term anger towards the Pocahontas movie.
I know there've been not documentaries, but movies and things like that made about that period of time and all. And I check and see how true to history they are, and I refuse to watch them. Watergate. So, my first election that I was able to vote in, old enough to vote. I was 18-ish in that age anyway. It was my first election to vote in. I voted for Nixon. Watergate. So, my first election that I was able to vote in, old enough to vote. I was 18-ish in that age anyway. It was my first election to vote in. I voted for Nixon. So we were in English, freshman English and psychology together. And so I kind of had my eye on him a little bit. And then we had a test, and he broke the curve, and one other person broke the curve, and it was me. He figured that out, and that's when he noticed.
You're like, oh, you're smart.
So that's a keeper, right? That's a keeper.